Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, got a lot of stuff in the news today, more updates on what happened with that Hurtigruten cruise ship, the Norwegian ship that ran aground in Norway in the fjords. We have Carnival making an update on their testing requirements, or should I say unupdating us on those requirements. And we also have they've got a lot of cutbacks, and while some of them seem pretty minor, a lot of people are really angry. So the first story, let's talk about the MS Richard. I think it's called actually the MS Richard Wick is the complete English translation into it. It ran aground. It has been floated out now. It managed to free itself at the next high tide. The cruise line has said that a temporary electronic malfunction is the cause, which caused the ship to lose control. It was actually coming from a dockyard, getting ready to head and start up its next cruises and things like that. And well, it's got to turn around and go right back to that dockyard. There were 53 crew members on board. There were also 14 service workers on board that were doing up some finishing work on the ship as well. Again, nobody was hurt, nobody was injured. However, the ship did sustain some damage. Now, the bulb at the front of the ship, that's that bubble, if you look at the water line that bubbles out like this, that makes cruise ships more ergonomical. It cuts through the water easier, it saves on fuel, and makes the ship work much harder, and also stops vibrations through the hull of your ship. That was damaged, along with one of the ballast tanks in the front also was damaged, and the ship did take on seawater. So they've canceled the next sailing on that ship, but they say the August 20th sailing, it should be good to go. Well, that's in 13 days, and I don't know how significant that damage was, but we've been waiting for ships here in North America to get engine parts and things like that for months now, and it's not coming in. I'm hoping it's just quick repairs and they don't need any parts to do any of the work they need, because that might be canceling that ship even further. But as of now, they say the ship should be back in service on the 20th of August. The good news is nobody was hurt during that accident, and if you look in that area, it's a winding, narrow area. It would not take very long. If you lose control for 2 minutes, you could be right into the shore, as what happened to this ship. Let's go and update the re-update, the unupdate from Carnival on testing. It is what we thought it would be and should be. It is 5 nights or less. You do not need to require to be tested if you have fully vaccinated. But they had said that the Bahamas were also included in that, and I think they also said Turks and Caicos was in there as well. It's not. The only ones that you do require a test still from sailings out of North America are Canada and Bermuda. So those are the 2 locations that will still require a test. You still need a test if you're unvaccinated, but if you're fully vaccinated, 5 nights or less, you do not need a test now for the Bahamas, which is a lot of private islands and that. And I was wondering, how can other cruise lines get away with going there and not needing to test, but Carnival had to test, because Princess doesn't require a test to go to its private island, which is in the Bahamas. So it was confusing, and finally they came out and required it. So remember, 5 nights or less, fully vaccinated. Canada and Bermuda right now are the only 2 places sailing from North America. Unless you're going across the pond, then you double check because it can change on a moment's notice. Okay, I have a whole list here of some cutbacks that Carnival's done that have made a lot of the loyal followers of Carnival loyal passengers, really upset, as you can see in some of the comment sections on the websites. But before I get there, let me just invite you to quickly hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. really does help the channel out. It just tells YouTube people are watching cruising videos and they're interested in the information, and it shares it to more people. That's basically how it works. That's how the channel grows, because more people see it and say, oh, you know what, I think I'll subscribe to that. Again, it doesn't cost a single thing. It just says, hey, here's a video, would you like to watch it? And that's all it does. And again, I really, really do appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who's about to subscribe, and especially to everyone who already has. Okay, Carnival is making some cutbacks, and it's hard to not just say it's financial. Most of these cutbacks do not look like it's for the betterment of the cruise experience, shall we say. A lot of it looks like, yeah, we got to save some money, and these are some cutbacks that we're doing. One of the cutbacks that they've changed now, they had closed their Italian restaurant on all the ships except the Mardi Gras. However, that will be reopening again, which is good news. That's really good news for people. You get that restaurant back. However, let's go over that list. There's quite a list of what they are canceling. So, the popular Sea Day brunch with its exclusive offerings in the main dining room, always a guest favorite. Well, it's not going till 1 p.m. anymore. It's going till noon, which, you know what, is not a big deal, right? You can get away with that. It's not a big one. 1 hour, you just get there a little earlier. That's all. Not a big deal. However, the ships will also no longer have the 24-hour pizzeria. Instead, it will open from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. So if you're that person who is up late partying and stuff like that, and hey, I'm going back for a late night snack at 5 a.m., it's not going to be pizza. You better look for breakfast someplace, because the pizza place will now be closed. No longer 24-hour pizza. And also, guests, if you're craving that late night snack, you'll no longer be able to enjoy the snacks in the Lido restaurant. They are taking all those little pastries and snacks and things like that you could get normally late at night. They're taking that away. But they're saying they're going to offer some more offerings at the pizza place. So Pizza Plus options, they're calling it. However, if you're ever at midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. on a Carnival ship, the lines at that pizza place can be extremely long. It can be 30, 40 minutes to get a slice of pizza. So it doesn't matter how many offerings they have there. If it takes you 40 minutes to get something, it's going to take longer. And instead of just running up to the Lido, picking some stuff up, and then running back to your room. It's not as convenient, and there probably won't be as many choices by far as you would have had if both places were open. So there's a cutback there as well. The fun vibe of Ocean Plaza, the fixture on board, well, I think 6 or 7 Carnival ships. It's no longer going to be available with a light snack menu for breakfast and lunch. They're closing that. No longer lunch or breakfast in the Ocean Plaza as well. Can you see where the cutbacks are coming? One of the things I think they're really going to get some feedback on is, you know, the door hangers that you go back to your room and you can write on it what you would like for breakfast in the morning. So if you have a shore excursion at 9 o'clock, you can order breakfast for 7 o'clock and start getting ready. There's your breakfast at the door between 7:15. You eat your breakfast, you head to your shore excursion. Well, you're no longer going to be able to do that. You know, they're taking away the door hangers. You're not going to be able to hang your breakfast out. They're saying you could call down to room service and make an arrangement for breakfast. Okay, I don't know how, like, I get back at, you know, I'm getting ready to head out to the show, and I said, you know what, I'm going to leave my door hanger for my breakfast on my door, and I head out. I don't want to be on the phone waiting on hold to order breakfast for the next day and have to get the person to make sure that they get my menu right over the phone, as opposed to just writing it down. This is what I order, here you go. I think a lot of people are not going to be very happy with that situation. And also, if you know what, if you're celebrating birthdays and that, and you want, you know, an occasion cake like a birthday or an anniversary and that, well, that's no longer going to be available during the main dining room. You're not going to be available to get that celebration cake in the main dining room. I think that's a very poor cutback. I think that one, I mean, how much does that actually cost to have some cakes made during the day sitting in the main dining room just in case? I don't I don't know why that's even a thing, but yeah, no longer celebrating for some of these on the Carnival cruise ships. You can't get a cake in the main dining for a celebration. Also, the chocolate extravaganza buffet, which is usually offered the last fun day at sea, so sea day kind of thing, it's going to still be paused. They're not bringing it back, they're not reintroducing it, but it could return in the future unless they find out people don't complain enough, and then they'll probably keep it out so they can save some money. Also, the tea time is still on pause, but they say that will come back at some point in the future. Again, a lot of cost-cutting measures coming from Carnival that we're not hearing on other cruise lines right now. We haven't heard Royal Caribbean cutting back. We haven't heard Princess cutting back on tea time. We haven't heard Norwegian cutting back on eating menus on their cruise ships. Whether it's staffing issues or what it is, not sure, but it's not going over, let's put it, it's going over like a lead balloon in the Carnival fandom right now. And I can understand, because some of these things are convenient things that are gone, and then some of the things seem a little ridiculous, like not being able to get a birthday cake in the main dining to celebrate a birthday. That seems like a ridiculous cutback to me. Well, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of these cutbacks? It's not helping the reputation of Carnival. Carnival's known as the cheaper cruise line out there, right? The Walmart of cruising. It has a reputation for that. Whether it deserves it or not, I mean, they have some beautiful, beautiful ships. The Mardi Gras looks amazing out there. The new revamping they're doing, the ships look beautiful. But when they do things like this, that's when they get the reputation, and I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. I think some of them you can get away with, like 24-hour pizza. Closing at 4 a.m., I think that's pretty reasonable. And opening at 9 a.m., I think that's pretty reasonable for pizza. However, the cake thing and the tea time and the chocolate extravaganza, that's a lot of fan favorites that are just going bye-bye. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.